Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. Hello everybody, it's Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman, and welcome to another Wednesday night sacred pipe ceremony. As per usual, I'm running a little bit behind. Some of you know my other passion besides shamanism is being a cartoonist. And so I was running a little bit late because I was drawing comics. So, but I'm here now and you're here now. At least if you're watching this, there aren't anybody on here quite yet, but you're here if you're watching this in repeat. Hold on one second, I need to grab something else. I had really hoped to be doing this outside by now, but it's kind of downpouring outside. So, to kind of make up for it, we got the virtual fireplace going, so we can stay nice and cozy in my quaint little office here. And I'm gonna just get set up here and give people a chance to realize that we are live. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. Had that song in my head for days now. Kind of on a rotation with a bunch of other songs that keep repeating and exchanging places in my head. But, okay, so what are we doing tonight, you may be asking yourself. Well, if you're new here, we are going to be doing sacred pipe ceremony, which I will explain in just a bit. You might know it as the peace pipe from old westerns when they would gather around the fire and the teepee, and the like the white folks and the natives would smoke the peace pipe. That's basically what we're going to be doing tonight. But there is so much more to it than Hollywood has ever been able to offer. And so it gets kind of played off as just kind of this quaint little thing, you know, but it is, to me, it is the most powerful and profound ceremony that I know of. And I have said before, I was raised Catholic, so I know my way around a ritual. You know, then I discovered paganism, and then I realized I was a shaman, and so everything in my life is ceremony. But the pipe ceremony, hands down, is the most powerful ceremony that I have ever personally experienced. Even before I was a pipe carrier, Tess Sterling, who started a metaphysical store near here called Stargazers, she was a pipe carrier, and she would do, every Sunday at her store, she did a free pipe ceremony. And so I had started going to that, I don't know how many years ago. When I found out about it, I'm like, count me in. And so I've been going to that for years. And then Tess is the one through whom I received my pipe. But the original pipe was brought to the Lakota people 19 generations ago by White Buffalo Calf Woman. They spilled sage and sweetgrass and all kinds of stuff on my lap. And she brought the pipe to the Lakota people and taught them the significance of the pipe, how to smoke it in a sacred manner, and then, well, she gave them a total of 7 ceremonies, all of which revolved around the pipe, because the stem of the pipe is the divine masculine, and the bowl of the pipe is the divine feminine. And so when we put it together, it's all of creation. It's like the divine presence here and now. And like being raised Catholic, it's kind of like the tabernacle in the church. It has the light always going because, Christ is present here. And when they do the transubstantiation and turn the bread into the body of Christ, etc., there are so many parallels between so many different religions. I love it so much. But this, again, hands down, is the most profound and powerful ceremony that I know of. And it's one of the simplest ones as well. It's like, most of the time, the simpler, the more powerful, right? So, what the ceremony itself is going to look like, the first thing I'm going to do is light some sage and use that to smudge everything here on my altar. But before I do that, I'm going to drum in and set sacred space for us. And then I'm going to light some sage and smudge everything on my altar. Then I'm going to ask permission to smoke in this place this time. And the answer is not always yes, but assuming that it will be a yes, I will then put the pipe together, and then I'm going to put 4 pinches of tobacco into the bowl. And that part of the ceremony I do out loud, so you will hear the different prayers and offerings I make as I'm filling the pipe. And then once I have the pipe filled, I have a song that my guides gave me to sing before every ceremony that I facilitate. So I will sing that song then. Then I will light the pipe, and the first thing I'm going to do is, when I start to smoke it, is to offer the pipe to the various directions. Father Sky, Mother Earth, to all our relations, to Creator. And as I'm doing that, I'm blowing a breath blessing, breath prayer into each of those directions. Then once I do that to Creator, I will pause for a moment, a silent prayer with the stem to my forehead and the bowl to my heart. And then I'll come back, relight the pipe. And the first thing I'll do once I relight the pipe is I'm going to take a great big puff. I'm going to blow it straight at my camera. That is a blessing from Spirit carried on the smoke of the Tobacco Nation, going through my camera and by the magic of the internet and the quantum universe. It'll travel through whatever device you're watching this on to your heart. And that is the point where you want to say your biggest, bestest prayers or set your biggest, bestest intentions. We just had a full moon, and so this is an ideal time to release things. And we're, wow, I keep coming up with the Catholic stuff tonight. That's really interesting. But we're still, for Catholic, we're still in the Lenten season, so it's like time of sacrifice. And the full moon, once we hit the full moon, then we start, as the moon begins to wane toward the new moon, that's when we start to lighten our load, to give up things, to sacrifice things. But sacrifice is not the Christian martyrdom kind of thing. That I have to watch my words because I want to make sure I don't that I'm clear. But when we sacrifice something, like for instance in Lent, when, like, I was a kid growing up Catholic, I would give up candy for Lent. It was like, okay, I can't eat any candy during Lent. And I actually learned from a nun, either a nun or a priest, I don't remember now. But one of them gave us the loophole, and that was that every Sunday, even during Lent, every Sunday is technically a celebration of Easter. And so whatever you're giving up for Lent, it's like a loophole. You're free on Sundays. And so Sundays were my day to nom, all whatever candy I saved up to that point. But anyway, wow, lots of tangents tonight. The point of sacrifice is not like, in those instances, the way I was raised, the point of sacrifice was to suffer, right? It was the suffering that was the point of it. But in true sacrifice, there might be suffering, but it's not about the suffering. It's not about the waiting until you can do it again. The sacrifice is giving up things that stand in the way of your true self, of your path, of like the little habits or things that we kind of hang around, keep around, that, you know, they might just take up minuscule pieces of our energy or attention, but it's enough to keep us distracted from focusing on our path and where we're supposed to go. And so sacrifice is about letting go of those things that keep us in the same patterns, that keep us in the hamster wheel, that keep us from progressing further and becoming who we are supposed to be in this life. And for instance, I used to be, among all the different things that I was growing up, in college I was a DJ. I had my own country music radio show on this alternative college station. And music was really important to me. And I had enough vinyl albums to support a weekly country music radio show without having to just keep repeating the same songs over and over. And so I've always had a stereo with the record player. I always had records like crazy. And then after college, when I moved out here to the Seattle area from Minnesota, I ended up giving away or selling most of my albums. It kept kind of paring down, and I had a couple. I kept holding on to a couple of them because it's like, oh my God, I need my records, and finally I gave all my records up, but I kept my record player for years. I had this like the old-fashioned like big box style stereo with the record player on top. So it was literally taking up space in my bedroom. But I kept like, who am I without that? I don't know who I am without that. And I was scared to find out. It was like, oh my God, I need to keep this because I might decide that I want to start buying albums again. I might want to listen to something on vinyl. What do? I need to hold on to this because who am I without it, right? And then one day, I thought to myself, I'm like, wait a minute. Who would I be without it? And so I gave it up. I gave up my record player, even though it was one of my prized possessions. And it was amazing how, it took up like this much space in my bedroom, but by letting it go, it opened a space like this big. And I was able to detach from those little thoughts, those little kind of ego ideas, identity things of this is who I am, and having my identity totally wrapped up in an object. And so I was able to sacrifice, to give up those thoughts of who I thought I was. And by giving that up, it made room in my life. Number one, for freedom. I had more freedom at that point because I didn't have these cords and strings tied to something, to some idea of who I thought I was supposed to be. And it gave me the freedom for more of who I truly was to come into my life. And so, coming back to the full moon, and now that we're just past the full moon, so it's starting to wane. And as it wanes, that's the perfect time to give up those kind of things, the ideas and the beliefs that hold us back, that say that we're less than, that say that we're not worthy. It's interesting because I've had a number of readings with people this week, and it was like one of those patterns. It repeated itself so much I recognized it as a pattern. But a number of people, the card that was in like the emotional realm was upright and full and powerful, but the card that was in the mental realm was reversed. And it's like emotionally, they were fine. It's kind of that thing like, oh no, I'm worried about this thing. Deep down, I know I'm going to be fine, but I'm still worrying about this thing, right? That's the emotion thing being upright and the mental one being reversed. Think about how powerful they would be if they were both upright. And that's most of the time, it's our own thoughts that are getting in the way of us claiming our true selves, our true identities. And I had an interesting revelation this past week because the past few weeks has been a continuous death and rebirth cycle, initiation with no potty breaks. And so I've had all these different things coming up right on the heels of the last thing. Boom, boom, boom. And I have always been a worrier since I was little, I worried about things. And so my natural propensity, or my let me rephrase that. My learned response is to worry about things, to be anxious. And so these things would come up, and I'd start to feel a little nervous. I'd start to worry a little bit about them. Deep down, I knew it was going to be okay. I knew I was fine. I knew it was going to work out. But I still kept worrying about things. And at some point, I realized that, and I'm tying this to my Catholic upbringing as well, that it's almost like when I know things are going to work out, there's a feeling of almost guilt. There's a feeling almost of guilt or not being worthy, like having to earn that ease of things working out. And so I realized in my own mind, somewhere along the lines, I decided that worrying and being anxious was my way of paying for it working out. It was the payoff. So it was like worrying about things was almost an obligation. It was a responsibility. Who am I to just say, oh yeah, this is going to work out and just cruise through, right? It's like, it was almost like, oh, I can't do that. I need to prove that I'm worthy of this by worrying about it. It's like, how crazy is that? And so that has been what I have been trying to let go of as we're moving more toward that. We've shifted toward the new moon. I'm really working on releasing that worry to feeling. Actually, it's releasing the attachment to worrying, that attachment to anxiety, feeling like that is, it's like the honorable thing, right? Again, the suffering. It's like we feel like we have to suffer in order to earn things. We have to suffer in order to earn things working out. I remember when I was a kid, my dad owned his own business too. I'm a third generation entrepreneur. But my dad was an electrical contractor. He ran this electric business. And so I grew up with him wiring houses and digging trenches and all that kind of stuff. And he would send me out on the job with one of his workers. And I didn't really usually know what to do to help. I was basically there to just, as a gopher, to like, okay, run to the truck and get my needle nose pliers or whatever it was. And I would start to feel guilty because I wasn't doing any work. And so, like, when I remember specifically this time that the worker was digging a trench to lay some PVC down to run wire through, and I was just standing there watching him. So I almost consciously tightened up and just started like, okay, I'm not doing physical work, but at least I can tighten up. Maybe that will help him, right? And it's like, no. So anyway, that's the thing that I am focusing on at this point of the moon cycles, of releasing that needing to suffer, that attachment to worry as a responsibility. It's almost like, well, there's this challenge, and I know it's going to work out on the other side of it, but if I just go, oh, well, it's going to work out, it feels almost like laziness, like in society's eyes, like, it's that whole idea, that whole Puritan idea that you have to suffer, right? Toil and suffer in order to earn your right to be here, etc. And that is the biggest Kroc. So know that you are worthy of everything. You are worthy of every dream coming true, of every desire coming true, realizing every desire, every passion in your life. And you're not helping anybody. It doesn't help anyone to worry about things or to trip over your own thoughts and beliefs. The best way, the best thing you can do for the entire world and everybody in it is to be your highest possible, most authentic self. In my shamanic classes, one of the things that I teach my students is we do a shamanic journey to meet and merge with our true self. And it's not your higher self. It's not, beyond this earth. Your true self, according to the ways that I've been taught, is kind of like the perfect template of who you can be in this lifetime. It's like if everything were perfect, if you were perfect and were living up to your full potential, that is your true self. And that true self exists. Maybe not realized in your physical reality, but that true self does exist on some plane, and you can call that in and merge with the true self in order to see different perspective, to feel differently about things. Because your true self doesn't worry about anything, right? That doesn't mean things aren't hard. It doesn't mean that things are just a breeze. But when you can have that, even when I'm thinking true self, I feel myself sitting up straighter. When you can connect to that full potential, it's like you realize, one of the things you realize is that it really is a choice. Like when I start to worry about something, somewhere in my head, it is a choice to worry about it. At some point, there's a choice to either, okay, I can either worry about this, I can go down that pathway of worrying about it, or I can let go of the worry and really trust everything that I say I believe and not worry about it. And when we can catch ourselves early enough in the process, it's amazing at how simple that is. So this is the perfect time to release things that aren't working for you. Release those things. It's like those habits, like, watching too much TV or, emotional eating or different things that they're not necessarily, they're not wrong. There's no judgment. There's nothing wrong with them. You're not bad for doing them. It's just that it takes some of your energy. It scatters your energy rather than focusing it on where you are meant to go. And so when you see me blowing out a smoke prayer, a breath blessing, feel free to attach those thoughts, those fears, those anxieties to that smoke and allow the smoke to carry that, release it, right? Because when I put the pipe together and until I take it apart is one giant prayer. And when we put the pipe together, it is the divine presence. It's like it opens a channel straight to Creator. So everything you think or pray or intend, while the pipe is together, has that much more exponential power. And so release those things to the smoke and let the smoke carry them and disperse them. I never finished explaining the ceremony, did I? So once I do once I come back, relight the pipe and blow that big breath of smoke at my camera, then I will continue to smoke and offer prayers for some of my own prayers and intentions, some for other people that have asked me to pray for them. And I might sit momentarily in silent meditation and then come back and start to smoke again. And then when it feels complete, I will say another prayer, I will sing another song, and I will take the pipe apart. And normally I tend to then talk a little bit afterwards, whatever my guides are trying to say through me, but I kind of rambled beforehand tonight, so we'll see what happens. I'm not going to discount it, but might not have as much to say afterwards because I kind of said things beforehand. So, all right. And I wanted to mention too that if you would please share this video if you know someone that might find help in this simple but profound ceremony. Please share this video. And this is totally free. We don't charge for ceremony, but I do have my Venmo and PayPal links in a tip jar pinned to the top of the comments. If you would like to support me, support your local friendly neighborhood shaman, support my work, for which I am very, very grateful. This is my full-time job, which I love my job. So, anyway, so let's do the ceremony. It's time for me to shut up, be quiet, and do ceremony. So here we go. The first thing I need to do is set our sacred space. Spirits of the earth, spirits of the air, spirits of the fire, spirits of the water, spirits of the upper world, spirits of the lower world, compassionate spirits of the middle world, the Fae, spirits of the land, the ancestors of the land. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for holding us in your love and your light. All right. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. Oh. Grandmother, grandfather, eagle, we send a voice. We ask permission to smoke in this place at this time. All our guides and guardians watch over us as we smoke. Creator, Earth Mother, Tawabin, Shanadisi, Machkiwis, and Waboose, there is always room for you in my pipe. Creator, Earth Mother, for the two-legged, the four-legged, the winged, the crawlers and the swimmers, all our relations come smoke with us. Grandmother Moon, Grandmother Ocean, the energy of birth, growth, maturity, the spirit realm and our ancestors, may all the passages of our lives be in harmony and grace. Creator, Earth Mother, to eagle, coyote, bear, white buffalo calfwoman, bringer of the pipe and the law of good relations to the people. Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane. Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane. Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, pipe's a little bit plugged up, but it just is powerful. So. Grandmother, grandfather, eagle, we send a voice. We thank you for our lives. Thank you for our paths. Thank you for holding us, loving us, carrying us at times without judgment or condition. Thank you for who we have been, for who we have become, and for who we are becoming. Aho. Ihila ihio. Oofda. I forgot that I was using a different kind of tobacco that it's more sticky. It gums up the pipe a little more than the normal stuff does. And that's why I was having trouble actually getting it to smoke. But like I said, the smoke isn't necessary. Like everything, intention is the main ingredient. And I actually talked to a friend the other night who is a pipe carrier as well. And her guides actually told her to still do pipe, but to not light it, to do it smokeless. So it's just as powerful. When I got done, it was like, holy crap. It was like, yes, that was powerful. So anyway, I think I rambled enough beforehand, and I'm really, really tired. Like I said, the last few weeks have been really a real kind of merry-go-round of challenges one after the other and sleepless nights and all kinds of things. So part of tonight is, like, part of the long ramble earlier was partially because I am very tired. And so I think we're going to call it a night. So I am going to drum and release those spirits which will lovingly hold space for us to do our sacred ceremony and our sacred work. And know that I am here for you. I am here to support you on your path. But the job of a shaman is to support the community who supports him in this beautiful reciprocity. And so you can visit my website at perchingwolfstudios.net. You can learn more about me. You can find out what kind of things I offer, readings and healings and teachings. Oh my. I do card readings, I do soul retrieval, etc. And I have classes coming up. One that might interest you. Next month, the 4th Tuesday of the month, I'm starting a year-long course in shamanism where we meet every month for a 3-hour class to explore different aspects of shamanism. So spending an entire year on a shamanic path, and it will change your life. I can guarantee that. So if you ever wondered what shamanism was, what a shaman does, if you've ever wanted to be a shaman, this is a great opportunity to explore that, to see if you really have a calling. You know, to become a shaman, you don't decide to become a shaman. A shaman is called by the spirits, the same as to become a pipe carrier. It is a responsibility and an honor to basically be a steward of the pipe. We don't own the pipe. We steward it. We're pipe carriers. We're not pipe owners. So we carry that, and between the pipe medicine from the pipe, the medicine from my shamanic path. It's been powerful and it's been hard, and this class, there will be challenges. I can also promise you that. It is not a path for the weak of heart. So, but if you feel called, if you feel Spirit calling you, please, I would love to have you in the class. You check out the details on my website. And when we're done here, when I finally stop rambling, I am going to share this video to my Facebook page, and I'm going to upload it to my Perching Wolf Studios YouTube channel. And so you can watch it over and over. If you come to a point in your week where you need a little more attunement, a little more serenity, or whatever, you can watch this again, or you can watch, I've got like over 4 years worth of these ceremonies on my YouTube channel. So just pick one, go into ceremony, and I've got readings and such on there as well. So check that out. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And what else? Again, please share this video. And other than that, just thank you so much for choosing to spend an hour with me in sacred space, letting go of the outside world, focusing on the inner, focusing on alignment with Spirit. You don't know how much of a difference that makes in the world. Not just in your own life, but like they say, the tide raises all ships. When you raise your frequency, when you become just that little more authentic, more true, more powerful, you're raising the vibration for everyone. It changes everyone. So, that said, let us release our beautiful spirits that are holding space. Spirits of the earth, spirits of the air, spirits of the fire, spirits of the water, spirits of the upper world, spirits of the lower world, compassionate spirits of the middle world, the Fae, the spirits of the land, the ancestors of the land. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for holding us in your love and your light. Our work for now is done, but you are always welcome in our circles. Oh. All right, my friends, thank you again so much for choosing to do some healing work. Oh yes, thank you, Valerie. Another thing coming up Thursday, tomorrow, I have a shamanathon going on from 6 to 8 tomorrow evening. There's a shamanathon, shamanathon, where you can find the event page on my Facebook page. And again, I've got PayPal and Venmo up on that I have Jeezy Pete's pinned to the top of the comments here, also in the page information. And you can, whatever you want to donate, it can be any, like from $1 to hundreds of dollars, whatever you want to give. And I'll do either a 3-card reading, a 5-minute healing, or answer any question you have about shamanism or spirituality. So join me tomorrow. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of laid back and casual. And I give readings for everyone who donates. So you can donate early, or you'll be able to donate tomorrow evening. And I love it so much. It's so much fun. I've been doing it for the last, I think this is the third time. And it's this beautiful reciprocity, because I love supporting you, giving you guidance, empowering you, and it's such an honor to be supported by those who trust me with their guidance and their healing, and I can't tell you how that feels. It's just amazing. So thank you for that, and I hope you will come back next week, invite your friends, and I hope to see you tomorrow night. But until I see you again, know that I love you, that I see you, and that I honor you. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and go shining. All right, bye.